what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy. Brian Kelly met with the media yesterday, sat down for a 20-minute press conference post-signing day part 2. And I think there's some themes to get into, some somewhat interesting stuff. None of the clips, I believe, are too much like worth playing in their own, rather kind of just picking out what, again, the undercurrents of what was said. Real quick, though, Taylor, because I forgot to read up on this that you put in the document. Tell me about Knox Dyson. We all know about Dominic McKinley signing yesterday with LSU, and we all know that you missed Terry Bussey, which, like we said, that was Lanya. You know, that was a big win for A&M. They needed that. They had him forever. It would have been quite the coup for LSU to steal yet another A&M guy, especially one that had been so firmly committed. And it's a credit to A&M and Coach Elko's staff that they held it down and managed to land Bussey. It would have been great for LSU, but it's no real sweat off the back. And I don't think I'm being a homer there. I mean, you can say I am. I don't really think I am. I think that's a pretty objective take. Tell me about Knox Dyson.
First off, Knox Dyson, you can't not be a good athlete with the name Knox Dyson.
It's a good quarterback
I firmly
name.
believe. Well, it's also a good baseball name, too, which tells me he's athletic. He could be a multi-sport guy.
Are you saying that because he is a multi-sport guy?
I'm just saying Knox Dyson sounds like a baseball name.
Okay, yeah, great.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, but look, he's 6'3", 200-pounder out of Oklahoma. They signed him as a preferred walk-on, and I know a lot of people
interesting.
Yeah, I know a lot of people brush that off, but the guy could play. 3,000 yards, 33 touchdowns his senior season, was actually 6A MVP in the state of Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
I mean, yeah, the guy could play. He had a lot of FCS offers. He had some group of 5 offers. He turned those down to come and walk on at LSU. So, I mean, he's not a
classic chip on the shoulder guy.
Yeah, classic chip on the shoulder guy. He was like, I don't want to take the small time route. I mean, look, we've seen guys have success as preferred walk-ons. Baker Mayfield, Stetson Bennett are probably your two.
Those are the
biggest. Those are the outliers for sure. But they had smaller scholarship offers as well, and you lacked some depth at quarterback. You do. You have a lot of inexperience. Now he's inexperienced as well on the college level.
AJ Swan checks that box too. From
for
this
sure.
class.
But yeah, look, bring in anybody you can. He's a preferred walk-on. He'll be a camp body for sure. But talented guy, really athletic. You go watch his huddle tape. He can run a little bit as well. As far as the preferred walk-on goes, I really like the pickup.
Interesting. That's a tough road to hoe. Preferred walk-on, man. But I always appreciate awards that are given, like, regardless of how you may project according to scouts. I do appreciate success against your peers. And you tell me he's a 6A MVP of Oklahoma? Like, that's impressive no matter how you slice it.
33 touchdown passes, 3,000 yards his senior season.
Well,
the guy can play.
So we'll see there. So he's from Oklahoma, one of the few kind of out-of-state names in this class. And look, when Brian Kelly was asked about this yesterday, he continued to highlight the themes that he has been highlighting for last couple of years now, which are wanting to build the team through high school first, right? And yesterday he used a word that we use a lot in the show, which is sustainability. And he was talking about, if you're talking about and let's be clear, like, Brian Kelly's main goal is to win a natty. Yes. But would you also agree that some of Scott Woodward's huge initial attraction to Brian Kelly is wanting LSU to be one of those consistent top 5 feeling teams, right? A team that is maybe going to consistently win 10 games, consistently be in that kind of benefit of the doubt club. And look, 2 years, 10 games each season, right? Off to a pretty good start. And in recruiting and high school and everything's moving in the right direction. Like, if you want to achieve sustainability and you want to find some of that consistency that for whatever reason has eluded LSU a bit through the years, even with some very good coaches and very good results and 3 national championships. The keys to doing that are player development and retention. And that starts at the high school level. And if you just look at the year 1 to year 2 growth of the high school recruiting class, and specifically when it comes to building through Louisiana, the early returns are very positive, right? Year one, in which you had just a few months to get a class together, you got 4 of the top 10 players in the state, which is, again, understandable. You took over a really tough spot. Year two, remember, this is the first full recruiting cycle that Brian Kelly has had at LSU. You get 10 of the top 11 players in the state, including a clean sweep of the top 4. That is an unquestionable success right there. And it answers a couple of key questions. First off, can Brian Kelly recruit? Right? That's what it's been interesting doing some of the more nationally facing things that I do, whether it's on like snaps or like yesterday I'm on Red Corner, Blue Corner, which is a Big Ten show with Josh Perry, and it's TV, and so they really give you everything ahead of time, right? Like they're giving you all the questions and everything. It's kind of scripted out. And one of the questions was like, does Brian Kelly just suddenly care about recruiting now? Or has he just like hired well, basically saying that he's always been a crap recruiter? And I was kind of like, well, I mean, to me, he said this, it's like when you're at Notre Dame, you have academic standards, you got to get in helicopters to go recruit. Here, you just kind of go drive down the road. And it's easy to get guys into school. And yes, he has an incredible staff. When you look at Frank Wilson, the godfather of Louisiana, and everybody underneath him, and Sherman Wilson, and just the whole crew. So to me, it's like, well, I mean, I can just go by what I've seen. And in one full class, you dominated Louisiana and you put together a consensus top 10 class. And then some places like on 3 have you the 3rd ranked class in the entire country. It's all very positive. And so what were the questions entering? Can he recruit in general, but also specifically, how would he recruit Louisiana? Would he fit in culturally, family, all that type of stuff? All those headlines looking pretty dumb when you hold over the light of this class, when you shine the light of this class on those headlines, they start to disappear, fall apart. Because again, in the first full cycle that they had in the state, they get 10 of the top 11. And then look at the portal. 4 of the 6 players you're bringing in from Louisiana. You're also bringing in proven commodities. As he pointed out in the press yesterday, A.J. Swan, C.J. Daniels, David Thomas, your offensive players, they've combined for over 4,200 yards of total offense. In Jordan Gilbert from A&M, you get a safety, a position of need, guy from U-High, 25 games worth of experience. The theme is clear. They've learned the lessons from past history, which you have to do, right? Let's look into the past and try to use it as an indicator of future events. And they see that every national championship team has been built on a foundation of Louisiana players and really even coaches and guys that understand how to recruit the state. And that's the direction that the staff is going as well. And maybe that's where he was a bit off at first, thinking that you kind of get the staff from wherever, but we're going to just need a couple Louisiana guys kind of lead the way. We'll get the staff from wherever, and then we can still go win Louisiana. Well, now the staff has Louisiana flair throughout, right? I mean, Bo Davis is LSU, finally returning home. Blake Baker played at Tulane. Wife from the North Shore. Coached a lot, like coached in Louisiana multiple stops. So yes, it's really interesting to see such a full-on investment and commitment to the state from somebody that had no ties to the state before he ever got the job. And it's already paying dividends. Now, defensive tackle does remain an issue, and they talked about it. And he says, look, we really like the young guys, but it's impossible, it's impossible to, you can't create experience. And so having someone who's actually done it is invaluable. So yeah, they're going to dive back into the portal post-spring, try to find some guys there. They're also going to move some guys over from O-line. He didn't mention who, but he did say yes, and try them out there, which I should be clear, I don't have great hopes for. A guy can move from D-line to O-line and be incredible because generally you have to be more athletic on the defensive line. So maybe a solid D tackle can be like a great offensive tackle if he can handle the mental side of it and everything else and the footwork and the technique change. I don't know that I've ever seen somebody go O-line to D-line and be really good.
They tried it with Fitzgerald West, and it didn't work out.
I mean, I've never seen it work out.
And then who's the guy a couple years ago? He was the offensive lineman. They moved him. He was a decent defensive tackle. He's a depth piece. I'm trying to remember who it was, but
which that's what you need. You need depth, you need bodies, and so maybe you accomplish that with that. But I'm just saying that, like, I will be really tickled if somebody makes that switch and is excellent because I've never seen it before.
He'll probably cross train some bigger D ends to play D tackle as well. To me, that makes more sense than pulling the O lineman to the D line, like cross training a guy like. Not to be an every down interior lineman, but a Paris Shand. He's athletic. He's about 280 right now. He puts on 10 more pounds. You could play inside for a few plays at 290. I mean, Kai Wingo was about 290, and he was really good in the interior. So, a couple guys like that, you could kind of move inside and outside.
So that's the problem they still have to fix. But overall, I'm loving the direction of the program. I love the shape and makeup of this class. And again, I love the commitment to the state. And I'm going to be excited to see if it pays dividends. Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.